Hey guys, welcome to the first Mail Monday, the first in hopefully a long series of these Q&As where I take your questions from the comments below or from my Facebook page, which is linked in the description, and answer your questions. It can be really specific or it can be really general, whatever your situation might be. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So our first question of the day and of the series is from our friend Sarav, who says, "If you don't mind me asking, bro, I've been trying to get into game recently. How did you first start off?" Yeah, okay, so for me, it actually started way back in middle school. So when I was in middle school, I was short, still am. I was probably actually about the same height. And I was very, very insecure, very introverted, which in itself isn't a bad thing, but I was very shy as well. And so when someone would talk to me and they say, hey, like, hi, how do I respond? I would overthink things, which is a huge issue. I'd think, do I say hi? Do I say hey? Do I say what's up? What are the different connotations of saying hi and hey? Like, what does that mean? How would they think about me? I was very, very concerned with how people would, view me, and that was, that took importance over how I viewed myself. That weighed on me. I was someone who really cared about what people thought about me, up until a point where I just kind of like had a social anxiety attack almost, and I was just like, fuck, man. I'm not happy caring about what people think about me so much so that I'm a people pleaser, essentially. I learned eventually, when it was 8th grade, after, 2 years of caring so much about what others thought about me, that I just couldn't do it anymore. I had to, say, fuck it, and just care about what I think about myself. And that was when everything clicked. I started to care more about, not how others viewed me, but how I viewed myself. And one of the biggest kind of mindsets out there that I achieved was, would my future self approve of what I'm doing? Which I plan on making a video on in the future. But the gist of it is, if I could talk to my future self from 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 3 days from now, would they approve of what I'm doing right now? And for me, being insecure and caring so much about what other people thought about me was not something that future me would really care about. This new mindset helped me actually gain more friends. I became happy with myself, and so that energy kind of spread, and when I would talk to people, they would be like, oh, this guy's actually happy, he's kind of cool, I want some of that. And so, my positive energy emanated and drew in more people. Then eventually I built the courage to talk to whoever I want, and that's kind of snowballed into who I am today. Thank you, Saral, for that question. So our next question comes from a man named Sonny. Or Sonny, sorry. Sonny asks, hey, I saw your Tinder video, and I was wondering if, not Tinder, then what is the best way for a short dude to pick up girls? I'm 5'5" myself at 17 years old. Okay. So, the best thing for you to do, first of all, you're 17, you're still in high school. Just take any risk you want. Within reason. Don't be like a fucking creep or shit like that. But yeah, my suggestion to you is, especially as a high schooler, talk to as many people as you can, talk to as many cute girls as you can. Play a numbers game. I don't know if that's like popular advice. For example, so let's say you're at a party, right? And the typical guy at a party will sit in the corner or whatever, maybe talk to 2 or 3 girls of the night, and he'll be like, oh yeah, this is I talked to a girl, maybe he had a number, good for him, and then he goes home. That's great. But if your goal is to get with girls or find a girlfriend, you really gotta play the numbers. I mean, what are the odds that you're gonna find someone who you vibe with, that's attractive, that is also into you, out of 3 girls, versus if you went after maybe 20 in one night? That might sound intimidating if you're not comfortable talking to strangers yet, and that's okay. You can build up to that, but you really have to, one, like I said earlier, stop caring what people think about you if you do that. 2, be happy with yourself, and the way to do that is, find out things you like and do them. Don't follow fads, don't follow trends, don't listen to music just because it's popular, listen to music because you like it. And, you'll find people who share those similar interests and all that kind of stuff. Especially since you're 17, and this can kind of go for anyone in high school, you're going to realize once you graduate that a lot of your friends in high school are no longer going to be your friends. You'll maybe stick with 2 or 3 people or groups of people post-grad, but for the most part, everyone's going to kind of go their different ways. And so this is the time in your life where you can take social risks and not really worry about things going way downward. I mean, like worst case scenario, and this, by the way, worst case scenario doesn't usually happen. Okay, side tangent. When you see a cute girl at like a coffee shop or something, or at school, and you want to approach them, you run through your mind all the situations, and all the situations you run through your mind are probably like, fuck, man, this girl's gonna like look at me. I'm gonna walk up to her. I'll be like, hi, and then she'll look at me and be like, oh, hey, bah, slap you in the face, spit on you, and like step on you and some shit. That's not gonna happen. That's like worst case scenario. That never happens. The actual worst case scenario is that she just kind of is like, oh, hi, and like awkward about it, and then like, nothing comes of it. That's actually worst case scenario, and you'll come out of it happy with like, at the very least, education, right? If you get rejected, every rejection is just like, oh, what did I do wrong here? And if it works out, fuck, it works out. That's awesome. So yeah, I guess my advice to you is do things that build your self-confidence. Do things that challenge your status quo or whatever you're comfortable with. Like, get out of your comfort zone and make the move. Whatever the move is in your head, whether it's a girl you've liked for a long time, or just you want to talk to a bunch of new girls, do it. Just go out there and enjoy your life. So our next question is from Lou, and this one's a little serious. So he says, hello, Mr. Canopo. I say hi, what's up? He says, I just want to tell you that I was depressed for the last year, and I found your channel. So I'm thinking, fuck, man, I hope I can help this guy out of this. So I said, how you doing, man? He says, I decided to kill myself after watching your Rick and Morty video. I said, I'm right there with you. Our last question of the video is from a man named Kunal. I'm sorry. So the question is, we had a little bit of conversation, and then he says, by the way, in reference to your video in which you try and talk to taller girls, how difficult is it to get girls if you're short? Okay, yeah. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. My official, I guess, stance on this would be it's harder for short guys to get any kind of girl, short girl, tall girl, any kind of girl. But it's not like the most important factor, and it's not something you should really be worrying about because you can't really control it. The things you can control are your personality, your mood, your what you're talking about, what you're focusing on, how you dress, how you present yourself, your body language. You can control a lot of these things. Your tonality. Like, you got to enjoy your life, with what you got. You can't be envious of people who are taller than you and or more attractive than you or whatever it is, because that's not going to get you anywhere. If anything, that's going to make you a worse person and kind of hurt on your soul kind of thing. The funny thing is, when I stopped caring about my height, I forgot I was short. So did other girls. I just felt big. A big personality can make up for a small stature. I've talked to girls of all heights, from shorter than me at 5 feet to girls that were 6 feet tall. The other day, I'll actually throw up a video while I'm talking about this. The other day, I went to a swing dancing club, which was super fun. I'm not good at it at all, but I met this girl who was also new to swing dancing, and I asked her to dance, and she was in heels, and she was probably 6 feet, maybe even a little bit taller in heels. As you can see, we were really bad, or I was really bad, and I was a bad lead, so she couldn't really follow. But with that said, I've had my fair share of failure. Going back to earlier when I said it's a numbers game, most of those numbers, 19 out of 20, are gonna be failures, and that's okay. You have to be okay with that. Learn from it. Have fun. You shouldn't take it if you're going for pickup, that kind of thing. Don't take it too seriously. Just have fun. Make her life better. Make your life better. Just, enjoy life. So I think that about wraps it up. Thank you guys for watching. If you have suggestions about this format, how I can change it, how I can improve it, please let me know. And also, if you have questions you want me to answer next week, leave them in the comments below or message me on my Facebook page, which is in the description. So yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you guys next week.